A catastrophic phenomenon called a spacequake rocked the world, causing large-scale devastation, killing over 150 million people. There were follow-up spacequakes over the next few years, but none as devastating as the first one. And after 5 years, they have more or less died down. 30 years after the first spacequake, in an area that has been rebuilt after their devastation, a boy named Shido lives together with his energetic sister, Kotori. After going through their usual morning routine, they get ready to head out to school, but before they leave, Kotori makes Shido promise that he will meet her at a local diner after school for lunch, no matter what happens. Promising that he will, Shido makes his way to his classroom. While chatting with his friend and classmate Hiroto, he notices that one of the most popular girls in school, Origami, appears interested in him. But since she never speaks up, he is only left wondering. Once the classes end for the day, a sudden alarm is raised. A new spacequake is about to happen, and residents of the city are commanded to head for pre-designated shelters. Remembering his promise to Kotori, Shido checks his phone for her location and notices that she is at the diner despite the danger. Abandoning the shelter, he bravely runs towards his sister's location. While on the way, a small spacequake happens right in front of him. Although unharmed by it, he is shocked to see a girl in strange armor wielding a large sword appear in its epicenter. She thinks that Shido is there to harm her, but he quickly explains that he is only trying to find his sister and does not know who she is. Before she can respond, a group of girls in flying mechanical suits attack her. The girl with the sword fights back, and it is then that Shido notices that one of the girls who just attacked is none other but his classmate, Origami. Shido gets caught in their crossfire and is knocked out. After regaining his senses, he meets Rin, an adult woman who is taking care of him. She explains that he is currently on board of a ship called the Fraxinus, and he was brought here while unconscious. Remembering that he was trying to find his sister, Shido gets into a panic, but is quickly calmed down when it is revealed that the commander of the ship is none other than his sister, who is not only safe and sound, but is also in charge of a group called Ratatosker. Kotori gives him a very fast and crude explanation, revealing that the girl he saw after the spacequake is a spirit. Those spirits create spacequakes when they come to Earth, and because of that, the military has formed a special unit to exterminate them, which were the girls in flying suits he saw earlier. But Ratatosker wants to resolve the problem in a different, more peaceful way, and that is where Shido comes in. Shido interjects, wondering why she is here if he saw her phone signal coming from the diner, and that was the reason he ran into danger in the first place. Kotori proceeds to show him that the reason for it is because they are hovering right above the city, as Fraxinus is a flying ship capable of invisibility. In order to prepare Shido for his mission, Kotori gives him a special dating game which he is supposed to quickly master and beat. It turns out his mission is to date the spirits and make them fall in love with him and this world in an attempt to persuade them from destroying it. Remembering how sad the spirit girl he saw before appeared, Shido agrees to take on the mission and make her smile. Back at school, Origami warns Shido to stay away from spirits as they are very dangerous and cause the death of her parents with spacequakes, which is why she is fighting them now. To prepare Shido for seducing a spirit, Kotori and Rin have him talk up to the girls in his school and try to get dates with them. Thanks to the two guiding him through an earpiece, he is able to make progress and even get Origami to agree to go out with him. But just as he is thinking that she agreed too quickly, another alarm rings out. A spacequake is about to hit the area around the school and an evacuation is announced. Noticing it is the same spirit girl with the sword as before, Shido is determined to try and get a positive interaction with her. At the same time, the military is also deployed to neutralize her by force. After making contact with her, Shido is being told what he should do and say to score a date with her. And while the guidance helps at first, it turns out that his own instinct is better than the professional advice he is getting. Thanks to his honest and straightforward approach, he is able to get through to her, and she decides to drop her guard. Learning that she does not have a name, Shido gives her the name Tohka. She is happy that she has a name now, but their moment is interrupted by the same military girls who have come to take her out. However, Shido refuses to leave Tohka's side. Using her power to shield them from bullets, the two of them spend some time chatting, and once her mood seems to be good enough for the question, Shido asks her out on a date. But Tohka does not know what a date is, and before Shido can explain, Origami spots Shido and jumps in between them, thinking he needs protection. Origami and Tohka battle it out for a while before Tohka disappears, with Shido left behind without an answer. After the battle, he returns to the school ruins to look at the aftermath of everything that happened, and is shocked to find Tohka there waiting on him to show her what a date is. Wondering how she appeared in this world without causing a spacequake is left without an answer as she changes her strange outfit to match the school uniform, and the two of them go out on a date. Walking around the city, Tohka seems to be mostly interested in all sorts of tasty food one can find across various food stalls. It turns out the world she is from is empty and dark, and she is always asleep while waiting there, so she never experienced such things before. While on their date, the two of them are spotted by Origami, who realizes that Tohka is the same spirit girl who she fought against before despite her different outfit and the lack of a spacequake to signal her arrival. With Origami following them in secret, the pair is led through various attractions set up for them by Kotori in order to improve Tohka's mood. All the different foods and attractions really excite Tohka, and she's having a great time. With the sun setting, their date comes to an end, and Tohka is grateful to Shido for showing her something so wonderful. Being able to see all the beautiful things in this world, she wonders if it would be better if she did not exist in the first place, so she would not put this world into danger. Shido quickly reassures her, proclaiming that he will accept her regardless of all of that. This makes her extremely happy, but the tender moment is cut short by Origami, who is given the order to smack Tohka while her guard is down. Shido notices that something is wrong and pushes Tohka out of the way in the last moment, which makes Origami shoot him instead. The sniper shot kills him on the spot, and Tohka feels how all the happy and warm emotions she was just feeling got ripped out of her chest. This sends her into a frenzy as she summons her powers, unleashing all of them on Origami. Origami is unable to fight back, crippled by the trauma of shooting Shido. But to the surprise of everyone except for Kotori, Shido's wound heals and gets back onto his feet, confused as to what just happened. Just as Tohka is about to deliver the finishing blow to Origami, Shido steps up and stops her. Shocked and relieved that he is fine, Tohka forgets about Origami and rushes into his embrace. However, her overcharged weapon is getting out of control and dangerously close to exploding. In order to stop that from happening, Shido gives her a kiss, which seals away most of her spirit power, dispersing the deadly weapon and defusing the crisis. Thus, Tohka joins Shido at the school as well, signing up as a transfer student, much to Origami's displeasure. Despite the fact that Origami does not want to accept his spirit, she is apologetic for what she did to Shido, so she goes along with it. Returning home from school, Shido runs into Tohka while she's changing. Kotori explains that she will stay with them until they make proper accommodations for spirits. After all, he has to take responsibility for sealing away her powers with that kiss. Shido wonders why he is able to do something like that in the first place, but neither Kotori nor Rin have an answer for him. As it turns out, Kotori is also using this as a chance to get Shido and Tohka even closer together, tricking Shido into embarrassing situations with her. All the risk situations quickly make Shido very exhausted. Back at school, while Shido, Tohka, and Origami are eating lunch, another spacequake alarm rings out. Since Tohka's powers are sealed, she is sent to a shelter, while Shido and Origami head out, up on the flying ship. Shido regroups with his sighter and her unit. They spot the spirit responsible behind the new spacequake, and Shido recognizes her as a little girl who he met at a nearby temple before. Seeing the military engage the girl, who is not even trying to fight back but is only desperately trying to run away, Shido is determined to go and save her. After tracking her down, he finds her hiding in an empty building. The girl is very shy and communicates only through her sock puppet, whom she calls Yoshinan. While Shido is trying to get her to agree going out on a date with him, Tohka gets worried about him and escapes from the shelter to find him. She arrives just in time to see the blue-haired spirit girl trip and fall down onto Shido, giving him an accidental kiss. This does not prove to meet the condition for him to seal her powers, so it only serves to enrage Tohka. Thinking that Shido left her behind to make moves on another girl makes Tohka very upset, and she takes away Yoshinan from the spirit girl. This makes her mad, and she summons a large, powerful monster to her aid. Shido drags Tohka to safety while the girl makes her escape. Even though the military is waiting outside, she gives them slip as well, but in the process, the sock puppet Yoshinan is dropped and found by Origami. Tohka has a meeting with Rin, who is giving her advice on all of the new and unknown feelings she is facing now due to what happened. After all, she is worried that Shido values the other girl more than her. Meanwhile, Shido runs into the same spirit girl while out on his own. She reveals that her name is Yoshino, and she is currently looking for Yoshinan. He offers to help her look, but after searching the entire area of the skirmish, the two of them are unable to find it. Noticing that Yoshino is hungry, Shido brings her home and feeds her. During that time, they get to know more about each other, and Shido learns just how gentle and caring she is. Hearing all that makes Shido determined to help her find Yoshinan and seal her spirit powers so she could hide from the military. Just as he is about to kiss her and seal her powers, Tohka bursts into the room. This scares Yoshino, making her run away, while Tohka locks herself into her room and refuses to speak with Shido. Kotori contacts Shido, telling him that the security cameras spotted Origami taking the sock puppet from the battlefield. Thus, Shido heads to her apartment to retrieve Yoshinan. Origami is more than welcoming to Shido, even making very bold moves to try and seduce him in any way she knows how. While she is doing that, Shido is trying to change her opinion on spirits, telling her how Tohka and Yoshino are kind and friendly. Despite his efforts, he is unable to change her mind, but before they can continue their debate, she is called to action. This allows Shido to grab Yoshinan from her apartment and follow after, knowing that they have most likely found Yoshino. Yoshino is pushed to the brink by the military, so she summons the large creature once again in a desperate attempt to survive. Spotting Shido, she stops, but Origami's attack at her triggers the creature to lash out at Shido instead. Tohka, who is worried about Shido due to all the fighting happening nearby, spots Shido just as he is about to be hit by the creature's devastating attack. In a desperate attempt to protect him, she manages to bring forth her power despite the seal, shielding Shido from the blow. She joins up with him, apologizing for the way she acted before and listening to his explanation as to who Yoshino is and what she means to him. After getting reassured that she is still extremely important to him, Tohka's mental state changes and she is able to muster even more of her original powers even with the seal in place. With the military beating down on Yoshino, she makes the summoned creature surround her with a freezing cold blizzard, preventing anyone from coming close. Tohka engages the military, giving Shido an opening to reach Yoshino, which he uses. Relying on his healing power that made him recover from the sniper shot, he pushes through the blizzard, ignoring all the painful injuries he is sustaining along the way. He manages to break through, and once he reaches the center, he snaps Yoshino out of her desperate state by returning Yoshinan to her and cheering her up. To thank him, she gives him a kiss just as he requests, and her rampaging powers get sealed away. All three of them manage to get away with no issues, and when they regroup with Kotori, she berates Shido for doing something so needlessly painful as walking through the magic blizzard, obviously concerned about his well-being. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.